I couldn't believe what I was watching. And this, obviously, at that point, we hadn't even gotten into what had happened, who it was, where he was, how he got. That's all afterwards.
Right.
But in real time, I'm thinking to myself, why are they standing him up? They're standing him up, and I'm standing in front of the TV because I was sitting on the couch when it happened, and I stand up. I mean, my jaw's on the floor, and then because I don't know if he's hit. I actually looked down as the shot rang out, so I did not see him grab his ear and fall. The first time I just looked up, and he was gone.
Right.
And I see everybody rush the stage. And then they stand, and I'm thinking to myself, and of course, we didn't have the audio that we had now.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking to myself, how do they know? What are they doing standing him up? He's exposed again.
Well, they had gotten the all clear.
We know they got an all clear. How did they know they were all clear? How did they know? How did they know the one guy was an all clear? There was 20,000. People didn't stampede out of there.
No.
How did they know there's no one in the stands? There's no one coming from the seats. There's no one coming from the trees. There's no one coming from behind them. There's no one. How do they know? They stand him up. They allow him to say, let me get my shoes 3 times. They allow him to shake his fist. Now, I know we get these iconic photos out of it, and I get it. But in the real moment, I'm thinking to myself, why are they not taking his head, putting it down, and getting him the hell off this stage to the car?
Well, they were trying to. As you can see, he's trying to get through that and give everybody the high sign that he's okay. So
I know.
The
quite
Secret
frankly,
Service.
Do you remember when Reagan got shot? They
threw him right in the car.
They didn't give it. They didn't care what he wanted to do, or that's not their job. Their job is to save the body.
Well, I was listening to Dan Bongino. He said the guys that are on the floor with Trump did exactly what they were supposed to do. No question. That's the protocol. You hold them down till you get the all clear. Shooters down. Now's the time to move. They got to make sure the car is ready too.
How do they know that's the only shooter?
So they have to have the pathway, making sure that's clear. That's why you see the guys with the rifles and the combat gear kind of running through, clearing that lane, because that's their exit point. So according to the Secret Service guy, he probably knows. So I'll go with that, saying that's why they did what they did at that point. He doesn't have any he doesn't have much nice to say about the perimeter and all the other stuff and the questions you raised and the fact that now we're hearing that the shooter was actually spotted 30 minutes prior to this, became a person of interest 30 minutes prior, and they were watching him, but they lost track of him. My question is, why was he even a person of interest at that point? What drew your attention to this guy 30 minutes before that you decided you were going to surveil him? What was it? Was it the rifle? Was it the ladder? What was he doing that drew your attention to the fact that all of a sudden now you lost him?
How does he take the stage if that's the case?
Right. That was another good question. If you had a question on, okay, there's somebody we can't account for, let's hold them off a few minutes until we clear this possible threat. How do you let him go back on? How do you let him go on stage until that is addressed? A lot of questions. Again, I don't want to put the tinfoil hat on, but you don't need it for this. What you need is common sense questions. Or common sense answers to basic questions. You talk about the perimeter. 130 yards is nothing. 130 it's end
yards
zone to end zone.
130 yards is so nothing. I talked to someone today who's a gun enthusiast who knows that weapon well. Believe has a version of it. Lives in a state where you can have them. Said that he could teach me to hit that shot, and he also differentiated between the fact that if he was trying to go, they always tell you to go center mass,
right? And
obviously that's whether he was doing that or not. He was probably going for the head. He thought by watching it. He said when he heard the first pop, he knew exactly about the distance and where he was just by the sound of him. And the time that he reacted, he said that is a 9 out of 10 shot for somebody who's been to the range 1 or 2 times.
Right. Yeah,
depending on the optics of the gun.
That's a shot a 10-year-old could take at a squirrel.
Yeah. They had a Marine sniper from he's in one of the senators somewhere, and he was on last night and on Fox, and he said the same thing. 9 out of 10 shots you could hit that. He could teach you that within hours. He said
it's all easy questions that should have answers. The fact that it took more than 5 hours for them to put out a statement. 5 hours, really? For the intelligence, for the FBI or the Secret Service to do a press conference and kind of announce what's going on? I'm sorry, but something like this doesn't happen. It's allowed to happen. It's as simple as that. There's no way you can say
every single. I said this today on the stream this afternoon. Every single Marine, trained, former sniper, anybody I have heard in the last 24, 48 hours on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, X, obviously, who has put out a video, anybody who would really know how this happens and how this works, they all come to the same conclusion. And that's the conclusion that you just had. There's no way this kid just did. You can't pull this off.
No.
It's not possible for them to just say, oh, we thought the local police, which is, I guess, what they're saying tonight. I haven't specifically heard a clip.
And now Butler County sheriffs are coming out saying the building used by the assassin wasn't their responsibility. So now everybody's doing the Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing to each other saying you screwed up. No, Secret Service is in charge. That's it. When it comes to things like this, and again, I'm taking it from listening to Bongino's talks about this. Whenever these issues come up, and he talks about the Secret Service and what happens when they arrive. When they arrive, they take control. It doesn't matter if you're the local sheriff or you're the local police or you're the FBI. Secret Service takes over. Everybody else gets behind them because they're the ones in control of those areas with their protectee. That's just it. That's it. There is no. Well, you got to talk to. No, Secret Service is in charge. So when they sit there and point the finger, no, they should be pointing at a mirror, pointing at themselves because it's their responsibility. They have one job: keep their protectee alive. I'm sorry, but that failed miserably on Saturday. The fact that a ladder, even if it's attached to the building, the kid didn't walk up with a ladder and a rifle. Okay, I get that. But the fact that it's attached to a building and the Secret Service didn't walk through there and go, this is a problem, detach it from the building, let's get rid of it.
130 yards away.
130 yards away.
Come on.
In the middle of the day.
I mean,
ridiculous.
I mean, yes, okay, I get the point you make about the ladder. All you have to do is put 2 regular uniformed police officers stand on that roof.
Yes.
They can sit there, drink coffee, and talk the whole time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you put anybody in that field and say, okay, what do we have to be worried about? They would all point to that building. It's a little more than a football field away.
Yeah. It's crazy. Clean sightline.
When you see the video of the people over there videoing this kid on the roof going, hey, that doesn't look right. Officer, that.
And they with a gun.
And then the camera turns, you can see Trump right there.